Everyone, so today I'm back with the Duolingo English test self prep video on how I scored a 145 on the Duolingo English test part 2. In this section, I will be specifically covering the speaking and the listening section. I covered parts of listening section in my last video. I'll cover a part of listening section in this, and I'll devote the rest of the time to the speaking section and how to tackle it. Okay, so Duolingo English test tests your ability of the speaking section in primarily three different ways. First, there is a describe an image. You have to speak for at least a minute on a particular image. It could be any image. You are given an image and you have to describe the image, just like whatever visuals you are getting, you just have to elaborate on that. The second task is two written prompts. So you are given two sentences to read. You just have to see what they are with the correct punctuations and everything. You are given the punctuations and everything. You just have to look at what they are, and you have to speak with the correct enunciation and punctuations. Basically, they don't want to check whether you can read something or not. What they really want to check is that if you are able to recognize the pronunciation, recognize the separator, recognize how it is being used in a sentence, and break the sentence accordingly. For example, if a sentence says, if I go to shopping, comma, I will buy this dress. Now, there are essentially two ways to speak this sentence. One is just by completely ignoring the punctuations and just saying, if I go to shopping, I'll buy this dress. Or the other, the more correct one, which says, if I go to shopping, comma, emphasis on the comma because it's a separator. If I go to shopping, I will buy this dress. And the third is the university prompt speaking task. In that particular task, you are given a prompt and you have to answer the prompt. Just like an interview, you are given a question and you have to answer that question, generally for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Now I keep saying that university prompts are not graded, so they do not impact the Duolingo English test score that you receive in 2 days, but they are sent to the universities. So I asked my academic advisor the other day about it, and she said, although we don't overemphasize about it, but we do check it, and they say that if they find something fishy, so they either ask them to retake the test or ask them to provide some other medium to meet the English proficiency test requirement. Now since I self-prepared for the test and didn't take any formal coaching or stuff, so I don't have the concrete exact things with me, but what I have is the way I prepared, and that's the thing I'm going to share with you now. So the first thing I did was to create a group. I had access to WhatsApp, so I just created a WhatsApp group. So I looked up some random prompts on the net, and when I say random, I mean random because when you are giving an English proficiency test, it really doesn't really matter if it's like a Duolingo or IELTS or TOEFL or anything else, because they are testing your English knowledge. They don't have a specific syllabus. So whatever free resource you're able to find it, just take it and use the prompts, because if you are able to speak well to some of the prompts, then generally speaking you are going to speak well in most of them. So I just took some random prompts that I had from my IELTS study material. I started speaking about them, just I just kept on going for a minute or two, and then I stopped recording. I revisited the audio. I analyzed where I went wrong, and the most important finding that I got from this exercise was that I was too much emphasizing on the content rather than the speaking. And I'm gonna repeat this 3 times just to mark how important this is. Don't emphasize on the content, emphasize on how you speak. Don't emphasize on the content, emphasize on how you speak. And don't emphasize on the content, emphasize on how you speak. Why this is important? Because they are not judging you on what content you are saying, they're judging you on how you are saying. When they check speaking, they do check that whether the student is speaking relevant things or not, but they won't judge you on, oh, he was asked to speak about this particular monument, he missed this particular fact, and this was the most important fact. No, they're just going to check, oh, he was asked to speak about this particular monument, he spoke well for about a minute and a half, and then because they can't expect you to have entire knowledge of that thing, of that particular monument or thing, or whatever incident they are asking you to describe, and they don't expect you to write down or create a good plan or a speech in 1 or 1.5 minute of thinking. So they just want to check, are you able to speak for a minute on that topic or not? That's the most important thing that I wanted to share with this video, that don't emphasize on the content, emphasize on how you speak that content. By the way, in the description section, I'm gonna share some links where I'll share some prompts so that you can like save the time of looking out and just start practicing. And the describe an image, I'm also gonna share some describe an image questions along with the study guide that I found online. It's really useful. You should definitely read it. It helps you formalize on how to describe an image. Now there are certain things to see when you describe an image because that question is going to be graded. So you need to speak right things as well, like right things as well content wise, and you have to speak properly as well. They're going to take into consideration the enunciations, the pronunciations, how you speak, what you speak, whether you are taking proper stops or not. And that guide, it teaches you on how to formalize your content and what to speak and what not to speak. Such questions, they are just like they last for like a minute. You just have to speak for like a minute or so, so you don't have to have a lot of content with you, and you are given like 30 seconds or 40 seconds to think on what you're going to speak. So when I had made this practice of just like for like 1 minute, I need to just have like 3 or 4 points, because if I'm able to talk about those 3 points for like a minute, that means like I have to just like speak about 1 point for like 20 seconds. And if I speak like calmly in a normal manner, I'm able to spend like 20 seconds on one particular thing. The key is confidence. You don't have to lose your confidence, you don't need to stutter. The thing is, when we try to say a lot of things at a time, just like right now I'm saying, we tend to stutter some of the times, and it's normal. There you are given like 30 seconds to think of it and then speak about it. So in those 30 seconds, don't try to gather a lot of content and then just like whenever you are saying, you're just like looking down and saying. Stay confident because you are being recorded. Just talk about 3 or 4 points and just express them in your own manner. I'll attach some of the questions of all of these prompts below in the description section, so please do check it out. Now I'm just going to talk about some of the general English speaking tips. These tips won't come in handy directly, but ultimately they'll help you answer the questions in a more better and elaborate manner, and that'll help you gain more points in the test. Okay, so the next step is to smile a bit when you are saying your answers. So generally speaking, when you smile, your mouth opens up and you tend to like pronounce words in a more better manner. And the next thing is, try to speak slowly and calmly. Don't rush, because whenever you try to rush, you stutter. And just keep in mind, this is how I actually talk. I don't use very long or like fancy words. This is the normal way I talk, and this was the normal way how I talked in front of the camera that day when I took the test, and I got a 145. So it's really not a big deal to get a 145 or a 140 or 135 or whatever your target is. Don't make it a big deal. Having a 120 or 125 is sufficiently fine to prove that you are proficient in English. These are my best tips for the speaking section, and I hope they'll come in handy when you prepare. I wish you all the best. Good luck. Keep learning.